Hello everyone and welcome to Omar Talks Horror. I'm your host, Omar Cosgrove, and today we'll be talking and ranking all of the Scream films. But I won't be doing this alone, of course. I have a very special friend with me. You might recognize some of her work while you're walking around Halloween Horror Nights. It's Tara Ray.
Hello everyone. Hi queens. How do I do this? Okay.
Just click.
What do I do?
I don't know. I didn't think we were going to make it I like that laugh. We're filming today in front of a live studio audience, as you heard. Our live studio...
A few moments later.
Are you done yet? Iron Lung? Fuck. She's still going. Shut the fuck up.
One eternity later.
God, Tara! Shut up! We've been like 1 minute into filming this. Daisy! Can you shut the fuck up?
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Just start.
Okay. Hi, Tara.
Hi!
So Tara actually is gay. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's true.
So I chose Tara to do this review and ranking with me because I grew up with the Scream films, but Tara didn't. She actually watched her first ever Scream film in October. We went to go watch it for the 25th anniversary on the big screen. And what'd you think?
I was in love from the beginning to end.
And surprisingly, for a movie that's been out for 25 years, Tara knew nothing. She didn't know who the killers were. She didn't know who lived. She didn't know who died. The closest thing to that she had seen from Scream was actually Scary Movie. So she thought Dewey was the killer.
I was wrong, unfortunately.
No, so we're going to be going ahead and talking about these movies full of spoilers, except for Scream 5. We'll give you guys a little warning before we get into the spoilers for that. But with that being said, let's just get right into it. And I think we have a similar ranking.
I think we do too. I think it's actually the exact same.
Okay.
Perfect.
We're going to be ranking them. Okay, so before we actually really get into it, I just want to go ahead and say that Scream is my favorite horror movie franchise of all time. I don't think there is a bad Scream movie. However, my rankings are, my ratings might be a little low, just so you guys could get kind of an idea of how much I like these movies. So if I, hypothetically speaking, rank Scream 3 stars out of 10, I don't really think it's 3 stars out of 10. It's just kind of to show you guys a bigger gap. Scream 4 is 3 stars, but Scream 2 is 7 stars. There's a huge gap between there. But I don't think Scream 4 is a bad film.
Right.
So with that being said, let's get right into it. For our 5th place, for my 5th place, it's definitely going to have to be Scream 2.
100%. 100%.
And these are our opinions. Please don't attack us in the comments. I know Scream 2 is up in everyone's ranking.
Horrible.
It's literally everyone's ranking. Scream 2 is 2nd place, or even first. You cannot touch Scream 2. It's literally last place for me.
Absolutely. I wanted to fall asleep while I was watching it for the first time. I was like, this is actual trash.
Is that the one we saw together?
No.
Okay.
Oh, on the phone.
We FaceTimed each other because we went to go watch the first one together, and I was like, you need to watch 2 and 3 and 4. We FaceTimed each other, had a little FaceTime date, and we watched Scream 2.
Yeah. Horrible.
It's by far
the worst.
I wrote a bunch of notes down so I wouldn't forget. Is that what you copied? What does Tara have to say? Tara has a very condensed version of what she wanted to say. So, what'd you say, girl?
Trash. The killer was so stupid. Killers were fucking dumb. Dumb as shit. You can't curse, huh?
No, you can. I don't care.
Okay, period. Yeah, dumb as shit, for sure, for sure. I didn't like how it was like revolved around a theater. It didn't make sense to me. I think the killers didn't make sense. They just threw a bunch of random people and were like, you're gonna be a killer. You know what I mean? And it wasn't. And there was a lot of cringy moments that I wasn't like. I love cringe, but that was bad cringe.
Okay, so you bring up the killers. Where do you rank Mrs. Loomis and Mickey?
The last two killers.
Really? Like,
out
so
of
you'd rank them like 9th and 8th?
Yeah.
Oh shit. I wouldn't personally do that.
What would you?
So, Scream 2's by far the worst movie for me. One, I think it has one of the worst supporting casts. I mean, we have Sydney back, we have Gail back, we have Dewey back, we have Randy back. But other than them, I don't care about anyone else. Literally, like, I forget about Sydney's best friend. What's her name? Haley, I think. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Haley, and I'm probably gonna get eat up if it's not her name. Mickey disappears like halfway through the film. Mm-hmm. We don't know where Mickey is. So when his reveal, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think he acts like he excels when he's the killer. He acts crazy. He does amazing. However, I don't like him as the killer because I simply forgot he was even a character in the film.
Same.
Another problem that I have with the film is, and the reason why it's ranked so low is that there's two scenes for me that just make me want to gouge my eyes out. And the very first scene that makes me want to gouge my eyes out is the cafeteria scene.
Yeah, I wrote that down too.
When he gets up and starts singing and he gives his Greek letters away, I literally just want to like unalive myself.
Yep.
It really, really brings the movie down for me. I could fast forward.
It's embarrassing.
I could fast forward that, like, I could cut that out and it would probably make the movie like a little better for me. Another scene that I really hate that I know was added just for plot reasons was Sydney in the theater when she was getting chased by Ghostface. Like, she was performing and stuff. Like, I don't care about this bitch's play.
It was weird. It was really weird.
Also, like, Ghostface is in there and stuff and like no one's questioning it.
I know, everyone's just like, oh.
Yeah, and then he runs away like when the lights turn on and stuff. And it's just a really bad scene in my opinion.
Yeah.
Again, my opinion. I also think some of the kills just... I mean, I get it. It's a Scream film. Not like most of the kills don't make sense, genuinely. But there's just sometimes where I feel like it got down to like lazy writing kind of thing, and it's like, well, this person has to die like Haley when she died. When Sydney went back to take the killer's mask off, and she just gets stabbed out of nowhere. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I literally like. Also, she died and I didn't care. I was like, oh. That's it.
Period. Yeah, me too.
Also, the reveals for the killers, I think Mrs. Loomis's reveal was really cool. But I also didn't care about Mrs. Loomis. But I wouldn't rank them as my worst killers. You know, the opening scene for this film was pretty fun. It was clever. I
liked the opening.
It had Maureen Evans dying first. So I thought that was a lot of fun. A little over the top, but that's Scream for you. It was definitely a memorable kill. But yeah, I think opening scene, I would have to rank it 4th out of 5. Killers, I would rank them probably 4th out of 5, but I wouldn't rank them lowest. And it's crazy, I was telling Tara this, how like literally, in my opinion, it doesn't have the worst killers, it doesn't have the worst opening, yet it's the worst movie for me. And also there was a lot of characters, it's just a lot. Generally, there's just a lot of characters, like the sorority girls that are in it. What the fuck are they in there for? There's just a lot that I just don't care for. Overall, I probably give this ranking a 6 out of 10. Like, this movie is 6 out of 10.
I would give it a 5. For sure.
And honestly, the reason why I don't give it a 5 is due to the fact that I'm like, I like it more than other movies.
Like, in general?
Yeah.
But it's still your lowest Scream.
Yeah. Like, if someone told me, would you rather watch Scream 2 or, like, Airbound?
Airbound.
I would say Scream 2. So that's what I mean. Like, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. How rude of me. I didn't even say a good thing about this movie. We didn't say any good things.
I had none.
So, some of my favorite things about this film is, I think this is one of the best portrayals we have Gale Weathers in. I think her little Bob is one of the cutest. She has one of the best chase scenes in the film. You know, like that whole thing. Also, Dewey gets, like, brutally attacked. I think this is, like, another fun way to bring Dewey back. I think it's also... Yeah, no, you know what? That's it.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, Gail kind of carried this film.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, it's starting like her redeeming arc, and it's just her chasing. No, that's honestly all I have for it. This film.
Yep.
No, I think, but it's not that good.
It's not good. That's why
Like,
I said
it's not
I
that
gave it a
good.
5.
Like in those Scream films.
It's bad.
So this is I think where we fight.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first, or do you want?
You can go first.
So my fourth is Scream 3.
My fourth is Scream 5.
Which is something like, I'm like, how? What?
Yeah.
But again, I think I know why. So, Scream 3. The reason why it's ranked number 4 for me is because, in my opinion, it has the worst killer there is, Roman. I think he has, like, the worst reveal. I think it has the worst opening kill from any of the Scream films. And it's just a bad film. Like, it's not a bad film. It's just like a bad Scream movie, as in it's so... it's nothing like the other Scream movies. Does that make sense? So, like, when you look at all the Scream movies, you're like, one of these things is not like the others, and it's Scream 3.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that's what makes me love Scream 3.
Yeah.
Is that it's so over the top, and it's so, like, these characters are so... characters. You know, they're not like real people. They're very they're characters, and that's something that I really love about Scream 3. The one thing that really bothers me from Scream 3 is the fact that they try to blame Billy Loomis's and Stu Macher's like killings on Roman. Like Roman takes all the credit for that, and I just don't like that. I feel like it's trying to degrade Billy and Stu as the killers. Also, Roman was not present throughout the whole film. He literally faked his own death. Like, Gale checks his pulse and he faked his own death. Like, how the fuck is that even possible? You know, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. You're
at
right.
all.
You're right.
So that's why it's ranked 4th for me. But at the end of the day, it's such a fun film to watch because you're signing up for this fucking ridiculous movie kind of thing. Like, you know, all these actors are not really in it. I mean, some guy gets blown up with, like, gas. Like, how does no one smell the gas? Like, the kills are fun. But it also has one of my favorite characters in the franchise, which is Jennifer Jolie, who is the actress playing Gale in Stab 1, 2, and 3. I think her chemistry with Gale and Dewey is just so amazing. And that's why it's ranked a little bit higher than Scream 2 for me. Also, I feel like every scene in this movie mattered.
Yeah.
You know, and that was my problem with Scream 2. Is like, there were some scenes that just did not matter. This movie, every scene matters. We have some fun supporting characters. Like, also, Angelina, her red herring being, like, playing Sydney and stuff. And there's all these theories that she was the second killer with Roman. Like, her and Jennifer Jolie, I think, are great supporting characters. And I really cared about them. And I want to really care about Angelina. But I really was invested in these characters. Like, is she really the killer and stuff? So it made me more invested in the film, hence why I'm giving this film a 6.5. Like, it's just barely beating Scream 2 for me, if it weren't for those two scenes in Scream 2. But it's also the reason why for the low rating is just I like the other 3 films so much better. So that's why I had to rank it that low.
Yeah.
In the original trilogy, it's my favorite portrayal of Sydney, I think. She's very badass, very kind of recovering from trauma. Another thing that I forgot to mention that really bugs me about this film is Sydney's mom as a ghost. I don't know why. It bugs me. It doesn't... I understand it's going back to Sydney being traumatized and kind of like seeing her mom and kind of fucking with her. Like, it's just all messing with her past and stuff. But it just bothers me because one thing that I really like about the Scream films is that they're not paranormal. And you're adding that paranormal effect to it, and I just do not like that. It also doesn't really work for me. I feel like you could take away Sydney's mom from the film, her ghost, and the film is exactly the same. You know, and the reason why I say that too is because there is a scene when Roman is kind of acting like Sydney's mom. It kind of makes me think like he knows that she's seeing her mom like as a ghost. So there's like this whole thing of, is she hallucinating? What the fuck is going on kind of thing. That's another thing that really bothers me about this film. But yeah, overall I give it a 6.5 out of 10. And the reasoning why is not because I think it's that much, like, a little bit better than Scream 2. I definitely think it's a lot more enjoyable. But just based on the other rankings I have for the next films, I have to rank it this low just so you guys can see, like, the big gap in my next ranking.
Right. Well, I disagree. Although I don't like 3 either. But I think the 5th one, the newest one, is definitely number 4. For sure.
I'm really excited to hear this.
Honestly, there was a lot of emotions going through my mind when I was watching the new one. I liked it in the beginning because the main character's name is Tara, and my name's Tara, but whatever. So I liked her. But I have never, ever, all those Scream movies I've watched, I've never guessed the killer. I've always been wrong, and I guessed the killer as soon as I saw the person on the screen. I knew immediately that's the killer. And that just, like, ruined it for me completely, just the thought that I could guess it right then and there. Because I love guessing, and I love being wrong. And so I think they made it way too easy to figure out, oh, yeah, that's for sure the killer. And then also, spoiler alert.
From this moment on, everything Tara's about to say about Scream 5 will be spoilers. So if you haven't seen the film, we're going to give you guys some time. And go ahead and jump up to this timestamp, wherever I put it, to see what ranks number 3 in our films. So what are you doing?
Are we waiting?
Yeah, like jump already. Like, you haven't seen the film? Like, get out. Go to the time that I put here. Don't get fucking spoiled from us.
Hurry up. I'm not going to do it.
Okay, now at this point, they've seen the movie. What is it, Tara?
Sorry. They killed my favorite character, which is Dewey. I'm sorry. He went through 5 movies, and you're now going to finally kill him. And his death was just like, what? You know? And I know he was going through a lot, and I know he was sad, but I feel like he never got closure. He never, like, really, truly talked to Gail. And I just love him so much, and I felt like Dewey deserved way more. And, you know, just knowing that he was depressed and sad and lonely and just going through this whole thing. And then he just gets brutally murdered. He's like, for my team, you know. I gotta go save this town. Like, you gotta double tap him. You should have thought about that before, Dewey. And you're gonna go do it alone? And also, okay, that whole hospital scene... Dewey attacks. Boom, boom, boom. Ghostface is chilling there. Why wouldn't you just take the mask off? Be like, who's under the mask? You know, who would... Come on.
It's your 5th film. Kind of thing. Like, it's your 5th film, Dewey. Come on, do better.
Take it off. You know, you should know. I love Dewey to death. And so, knowing that he was going to go back, I knew he was going to die. And I just don't think they did him justice.
And I don't know if you guys understand, like, how much she loved him. Like, she grew close to this character
Dewey.
In, what, 3 months?
Yeah.
But we saw it together the first time. You saw it.
Yeah.
And she was chilling, whatever. That happened, she cried. Second time, we went to go watch this movie. The moment he graced our screen, just waterworks.
Bawling. Yeah.
Like,
and I couldn't...
It was our second time.
Yeah. It really destroyed me, and it honestly ruined, like, the whole entire film because, like, after his death, I couldn't get past his death, and so the rest of the movie, I was just, like, depressed. I was going through it.
Any mention of him, anything of him.
Anything. To see Gail's face after she found out that he died, that hit. That hit hard. I don't even think I could watch it again because it hurt so bad. So, definitely number 4, just specifically for that reason. Also, I didn't really like Sam and Tara, to be honest. Sam, I was like, ugh. And also, can we talk about how Billy Loomis is here for no reason? Like, honestly, I don't really think that should have been a part of it at all. Like, it looked really bad. It looked really fake when I was watching it. Like, the whole time I was like, this looks cartoony. And I think if they took that out, the movie would still be great without it, you know? Just wasn't it. It was like a little, like, let's throw something else in there, and I just don't think they needed to do that.
So what do you rank it? Like...
I would give it a 6 out of 10.
Okay, so like a little gap.
Yeah.
You know, like a little 5 to 6.
Yeah, exactly.
What Scream movie ranks number 3 for you?
Number 3.
Scream 3 is literally right in the middle.
Yeah.
Like, that is kind of like your ideal Scream movie. And then you either get better or worse than that.
Okay, honestly, I would normally... Okay, redo that. Honestly, before I saw the 5th one. The 3rd one was
Third.
the second to last. Yeah.
Yeah, it was third. It didn't move placement.
Yeah, it was 3rd. But seeing the new one, if they... Okay, what were we talking about?
Oh, yeah. So, Scream 3 ranks right in the middle for you.
Yeah. Like, before I watched number 5, I was like, okay, yeah, I liked it. I definitely liked the others better, but I also thought the second was still the worst. So, it was definitely number 3. But then I saw the 5th one, and I was really disappointed, and it just ruined my mental health. So, yeah, it's definitely number 3 still. Courtney Cox's bangs need to skedaddle. Okay, that was it. But it was iconic. Okay, don't look at mine. They're not the same. So yeah, number 3 is number 3 for me. Honestly, I liked the opening kill because I always had a weird thing for, how do you say his name? Cotton Weary.
Mm-hmm.
I always had a weird thing. I always thought he was the killer, so I was kind of like, let's just get him out of the way. Let's just end it. I liked that he was on the phone. Wait, that's right?
Yeah.
Right? Okay, is that one? They all blend together.
I mean, they're always on the phone.
Yeah, but he was in the car.
Yeah,
and he was
okay.
Yeah. I liked that whole scene. I actually liked the whole idea of the movie. I think it's pretty cool. The thing I hated was the killer. I thought it was stupid, and it was, again, another, let's just have a killer. They were like, LOL, you're next, You know
what's one thing that I forgot to mention that I don't like about Scream 3? But right now that you're talking bad about it. I hate that he has everyone's voice on the voice changer.
What is this thing?
Is this what he... Dewey's got our voices.
He's got Sid.
He's got us all.
Yeah,
How is that even possible?
How is that possible? Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
I'm glad they didn't bring it back for any of the other films.
Yeah.
And I think they themselves realized how stupid it was.
Yeah. Because isn't number 3 technically, most people's worst,
Yeah, it's the worst.
Yeah. So it's not for me, but most people think it's the worst.
But it's fun.
I thought it was fun.
It's a fun film.
Yeah. The whole time I was watching it, I was like, I'm interested. Number 2, I was so out of it. I was like, is it over yet? But number 3, I was like, okay, let's keep going. I really actually liked the storyline. And I was down for it.
My number 3 is Scream 5, Scream 2022. And let me tell you something. I went into this, I've seen it 6 times in theaters. It should tell you how much I really like this film. But I've also seen it 6 times in theaters because it's a Scream film and Scream is my favorite franchise. And I don't know when the next time it's gonna happen where I get to see a Scream film on the big screen, let alone on Dolby. I just wanted to say that because I wanted to see Louis turn around. But I really wanted, it's just so amazing to see Ghostface and all his action on the big screen. So, without going into too much spoilers, I think this is by far the best showing we have of Ghostface. I think he's very brutal with his kills. He's just brutal all around. Even if he's not killing, on his phone calls, he's very menacing. I think he really likes to toy with the victims this time around. I think they just simply don't give a fuck and they have a goal. Another thing that really helps me with this is that fact that behind the mask, I'm also really happy with one of the killers. I think one of the killers has superb acting, something that I really, really love from this film. Another thing that I also really like about this film, without really going into spoilers, is the fact that I really like the new cast, which is really hard to say considering we had Jennifer Jolie, but I really liked Mindy as a character. I liked Wes as a character.
Mindy,
I liked Chad. I never thought I was gonna like Chad. I also really like Liv and Amber and Richie and and I just I really like the new cast. And again, without really getting into the spoilers, it's just overall a great addition to the Scream franchise. I don't think, people's biggest thing with Scream 4 is it wasn't needed. And that's true. Scream 4 wasn't needed, but I'm really happy they added to the franchise, and that's how I feel about Scream 5. It wasn't needed, but damn, did I want it? And damn, was, they gave me exactly what I wanted. So yeah, I'm gonna rank Scream 5 an 8 out of 10.
Wow, Wow.
So that's a huge gap, like 6.5 to 8.
Yeah.
Like there is a big gap.
Yeah.
And I made sure I watched this movie several times before I gave my ranking because I wanted to. I just thought it was unfair, the fact that I've seen this movie once or twice. I'm like, here's my review on it. You know, when I've seen the other movies like 100 times.
Yeah.
So I wanted to give it a few times, and that's my honest ranking, an 8 out of 10. Now we're getting back to the spoilers for Scream 5. So if you haven't seen it, you already know the deal. Go to this timestamp where we're talking about our number 2. So skedaddle, skedoodle. Okay, ready? Our spoilers. So, one of the things that really drags it down for me is Billy's ghost. I know you kind of touched on it, but literally he could not be in the whole entire film, and nothing changes.
Exactly.
Also, I hate the fact that they portray him as a good guy.
Yeah.
And it's like the the directors say like, oh, he's not portrayed as a good guy. He's playing Tara's little devil on the shoulder. But that is not how any person that who has seen this movie and I have conversed about has perceived it.
Yeah, I agree.
He's straight up a good guy. Especially at the end when he's like nudging at her, like, look at the knife.
Yeah.
You know, and like
Exactly.
when she looks at the reflection of him in the car and he's like smiles at her. No, he's a good guy to me.
Yeah, I agree. And that's not what he's supposed to be.
You know. Touching on Tara's thing, how like the killers were very obvious. Yeah, I kind of guessed who the killers were too. However, I couldn't figure out their fucking motive. Sorry, I couldn't figure out their fucking motive, and that was something that I was like, well, why are they doing this? Why are they doing this? And when they finally set their motive, I really liked it. I liked like the whole toxic fandom thing. I think it's very spot on, especially like in our time. Like, if you go on the Scream Twitter page, like, they had to take down HelloSydney.com because people were pissed. You know, like, it literally targets those audiences that are so fucking crazy. And it's like, we love Scream, but there's a certain point where you cross a boundary, and that's exactly what they did. They love Scream so much, and they just decided to cross all those boundaries. Tara's gonna hate me, but I really like that they killed off Dewey. I loved it. It really, you know, it's like Amber said, like, this movie has stakes. And it kind of, I mean, when he died, I kind of was like, they're not going to kill Gail or Sydney. But I was also like, are they going to kill Gail and Sydney? Like, you know, like, I don't know. It was something, but you know what it was? Dewey's death led to Gail and Amber's interaction at the end. And their interaction is by far my favorite part of this film.
Absolutely, it's the best part.
You know, when she was like, you killed my best friend. Yeah, and he died like a pussy. Like, the fact that she's able to switch like that.
I have goosebumps thinking about it.
Like, just the fact that she could switch like that, and it just lights a fire under Gail's ass.
Yeah.
This is also Gail's first time killing a ghost face. And it was just so poetic that it was her.
I literally have goosebumps thinking about it.
And she fucking killed her with Dewey's gun.
That was insane. I didn't know that was the gun that she used, and that like made it 10 times more sad, but also amazing.
Like,
at the end,
I just think it's so good. Like, it, like, literally their interaction is by far my favorite Ghostface and fucking whatever Survivor interaction ever, because it just seems so much more personal. You know, since the first one at least.
Yeah, right.
Like, it just felt so much more personal, and also Amber is my favorite Ghostface of all time, just because how quick she is to switch on character. Like, from Welcome to Act 3, you know, to like, no, please don't kill me, please don't kill me.
Yeah.
And she's also really pretty, so that has something to do with it. But I just, I know, but I want to kiss her. But she's just she's so talented acting wise. She has oh my god, her Ghostface portrayals, like the kills that she has, in my opinion, again, we don't know if this is confirmed or not, but like the guy at the bar, Vince, Judy, who else? Dewey, like, all of her kills are so good. The fact that she killed Dewey, oh my god, and Dewey's death, when she goes, yes, today. And then she goes, it's an honor. Like, that is so cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. Amber's Ghostface portrayal, both inside and outside the mask, was just by far my favorite Ghostface of all time. Richie's kind of sucked.
Richie sucked.
Like, he was the most predictable one that I saw.
That's the one, I guess, 100%. Right
like,
away.
you know, like, I saw him and I was like, oh, he's gonna be the killer.
Yeah.
Then, like, okay. I don't know. I feel like I didn't get anything new from Richie. I kind of seen his Ghostface before in Billy Loomis and Mickey and Roman or whatever. And I feel like this is the first time I've seen an Ember.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
agree.
So I wish
Alright.
Ghostface was played by someone else and it wasn't Richie, but whatever. Yeah, I love the additions of the Meek twins. Mindy did a great job, especially with her monologue of like what a
Mindy.
requel was and everything.
Yeah.
I like that Chad survived. I like that there was a lot of survivors in this film too. It kind of opened up an idea for like new sequels. I feel like that's a problem. Is like we always got a new Scream film, but no new survivors to care about in the next film.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, like I was like, I only care about Gail, Dewey, and Sydney,
Yeah.
and now it's like, okay, now I care about Mindy, now I care about Chad, and now I care about like, you know,
Right. I
spoiler,
agree with
Kirby.
that.
Like Kirby's alive.
I know.
That literally cemented this as my number
Yeah.
3. Sorry. So like, overall, I think it's a great film. I think it's a great addition. There are definitely things that just don't make sense. Like Dewey's death, as much as I love it, does not make sense for Dewey's character to go back. I also don't like the fact that Sydney, Gail, and Dewey didn't have an interaction, all three of them. I don't like that Dewey didn't have an interaction with any of them. I have a lot of things that I wish I got, but I'm okay with not getting because overall it was a good product. And yeah,
Okay, period.
now that we're done, what's your ranked number 2?
Definitely number 4. I wanted it to be number 1, but I still think number 1 is the best. Spoiler alert. You know what I mean?
And I have the same exact thing.
Yeah.
I have 4 as my second.
Yeah. It's
and I have
so good.
1 as my top.
Yeah.
So I guess
It
we
has
could
to
just
be the
kind of
top.
like
Put them together.
mix. Yeah, put them together.
Yeah.
4 is my favorite because
It's
it has.
so good.
And the thing is, it's like I have a question for you because people hated it in 2011. You saw
Yeah.
it literally like 2
Yeah.
weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
What are
I
your
love
thoughts,
it.
like as someone who just seen it? Because people say that that movie is ahead of its time.
I think it's absolutely amazing. I loved the beginning. First of all, I grew up with a lot of the new characters as like actors. Like I knew who they were, so it was nice to see them in this movie because I felt like I like bonded with them and I wanted to see what would happen with them. So I was really excited to see who the cast were. And everything about it was just amazing. Like, I almost ranked it my top, but the first one's just too iconic to rank lower.
I think what also, like in my opinion, what makes Scream 4 so amazing is the fact that it's such a good blend of legacy characters and new characters.
Yeah.
And you care about them both equally.
Yeah.
You know, like I cared, not all of them, but like I cared so much about Kirby.
Yeah.
And I've never cared so much about a character. Kirby
Queen.
is by far my favorite character in any movie, period. So the fact that she's in Scream 4 definitely boosts it up, my thing. But I mean, I feel like Scream 4 is just so well paced too. Where it's like, talk, kill, talk, kill, you
Yeah.
know? And it's not like, kill, and then like, here's a huge gap of talking. Then
Yeah.
like another kill, then like another gap of talking. It's just straight up like, it's really well paced. The kills are also really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot
agree.
of stabbing, but Rebecca gets thrown off the fucking roof.
Yeah.
You know, Olivia
Amazing.
gets gutted.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
love it. I really do love it.
The first 3 fake outs, you know, that the first time I saw it, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, I like Jill as a killer. Like, I remember the first time I saw it in theaters, I was like, because they were setting her up to be the new final girl, you
Yeah.
know? And
Yeah.
for her to be like, no, I am the killer.
Yeah. I loved that too, honestly. It was amazing.
But I don't care about Charlie as a killer.
Absolutely not.
I don't care for him. I also don't care for, like, Trevor. He was such a big red herring.
Nope.
I could literally make a whole video about how Kirby Reed is amazing in this film. She literally
love
carried
Kirby.
that. Oh, you know what else I really like about this film? I think it's the best portrayal of the trio. I think at this point, Sydney is the survivor.
Yeah.
And she is going to make sure that she's going to save as many lives as she can.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, we have Gail, who's still cutthroat, and at this point, she is trying to revive her career. So when she sees these killings, she's saying money bags.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's not saying body bags, she's saying money bags. Like, this is going to be my next buck, and my next movie, and my next thing. And then Dewey's like the fucking sheriff now.
Yeah.
And he takes
love
his job
it.
very serious, where it's like, Gail, I'm the sheriff now, like, leave it to me kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Like, I can't really fuck around anymore. Like, this is it. So I think it's the best portrayal of the trio by far.
I agree. 100%. It's so good.
It's such a good
I
film.
love
The
it so
the motive for Jill as well, so good. I could fucking see a bitch right now doing it just to be famous.
queen.
You know, like
Yeah.
it's just such a good film.
Yeah.
But it won't touch Scream 1 at all. And it's
It's just too iconic.
yeah, and it's one of those things where it's like I kind of feel you where I'm like I don't want to put the original as number 1 because everyone's gonna see that coming.
Yeah.
But it's just so
It's hard to get
good.
past it.
It's really hard to get
If
past
it wasn't so iconic, then I would do 4.
And it's like I told you too before we before we even watched Scream 5 or anything else, it's like, well, what's your ranking? And it's okay if you don't put Scream 1 up there because you don't have the nostalgic feeling.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because I saw Scream 1 years before I saw Scream 4.
Right.
Like I grew up
Right.
with Scream 1.
Right. And I didn't.
Yeah. Fresher take on it. Tell me, like, what was your seeing it on the big screen, like, kind of thing?
I mean, it doesn't compare. I mean, it had such a great cast, and I really love the killers in it, and I love how funny they are, and I love the lines that they're saying, and it's chef's kiss.
Best opening kill too.
Absolutely. Drew Barrymore.
That fucking scene is fast paced.
It's amazing. It's perfect. And I watched it again, like, 2 days ago, and I was just like, yep, it's still number 1.
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
could rewatch that movie so many times. One thing that bothers me about the first film is the principal's death.
Yeah, I could see that.
I just think it's so, like, when he's like, ah.
Yeah,
And then,
I
like,
agree.
it's just, like,
It's a
so
little bad.
ridiculous. And then the reflection of Ghostface in the eye, like, I was like, that's so cool. But I'm like, I don't know if that's possible. Like, you know. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you know,
But it's so fun. I mean, it has
it's
iconic
old.
kills too. Like
Yeah.
Tatum's death is amazing.
Oh yeah.
Also, I love the fact like that Billy and Stu are literally just 2 regular guys trying to kill people.
Yep.
You know, like when Gail comes back with the gun, he's like, I thought you killed her. She's like, she looked dead.
Yeah.
Still does.
Yeah, like they're normal
know?
people and they're making mistakes as they're going, which I like. For
And it
sure.
ends up fucking him over at the end. But I mean,
Absolutely.
it's honestly just people trying to kill people.
Yeah, and I loved it. And Billy Loomis, I mean.
Oh no, Billy Loomis is hot. He's my guilty pleasure. He's in Aquarius, which fucking sucks.
What's the
though.
other one's name?
Stu Macher.
He's also hot for sure.
His acting is so good. At
Oh my
the
god,
end.
at
It's
the end,
so
it is my favorite part.
It is so
ever.
over the top, but he sells it so
He
well.
It's so good. It's like
Hit me with the phone, man.
It's so fucking good.
So good. Yeah, I think Scream 1 is just a great mix. You care about every single character.
Yeah.
Tatum, Randy, Stu, Billy. Like, you care about everyone. So when they start dying on screen, you're like, fuck!
Yeah.
And you just like, okay, if Billy's dead, you know, when he gets slashed up. If Tatum's dead, if like, who the fuck is the killer?
Right.
And then
Right.
at the end,
It's like, Billy.
yeah. I remember the first time we watched it, you thought it was Dewey because you watched Scary Movie.
Yeah, I thought it was Dewey. I don't know, Scary Movie put it in my head that it was going to be Dewey, and I was like all excited. I was like, I know who the killer is, and I didn't figure it out until like the end of the movie.
When Dewey was walking with Gail, like to the fucking.
While other people were getting murdered. I was like, wait, that doesn't add up.
Did you know there was gonna be 2 killers into it? Going
No,
into it?
I actually didn't. I thought it was only one. I didn't realize that you could have 2. And I was like, okay. Spoiler alert.
Yeah,
I
no,
loved it.
I think Scream 1 is amazing, and I rank Scream 4 an 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I would give it an 8.5 for sure.
And then I give Scream, obviously, like a 9.5, a 10 out of 10.
I was going to say that too.
I would say
Yeah.
9.5 because as much as I love it, I still want to give it a little space for another Scream sequel
Yeah.
to get that perfect score,
Yeah, I agree.
you know?
But I don't know. I mean, it's amazing, but there's always like little flaws and
Yeah, I mean,
and stuff.
every movie has its little flaws. But
Yeah.
yeah, Scream 1 is definitely by far the best Scream film.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if you're planning on watching the Scream films, watch them in chronological order. That way, when you get to Scream 5, you have this emotional attachment to the original trio, and you have even like to Judy Hicks, you have that emotional attachment.
Yep.
Definitely watch them in chronological order, and you're gonna love them as much as we
Absolutely.
do, I hope.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for joining me on my
Thanks
first
for
episode of
having me.
Omar Talks
This was
Horror.
so fun.
And I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. Please leave a comment or a like and a subscribe if you want to watch me more. If you want to talk about your favorite horror movie with me, leave it in the comments below and I'll make sure to send you a DM or something. We could talk about it together. I'm really excited to start this new chapter in my YouTube career and I'm really excited to kill with you. Until next time, bye.